Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Do Bonsai. I'm Scott Winard and today we're going to be looking at the Panekoo Bonsai Tree Grow Kit. So we've got the box here, nice flash plush box. So let's open it up and see what we've got inside. So inside we can see we've got a set of cutters, a pencil for marking the identity sticks, we have some zip bags, a small spray bottle, have another box inside which I assume is going to have the seeds. Yep. So if we have a look, inside we have Japanese maple, flame Amur Maple, Hinoki Cyprus and Bold Cyprus. These are all still in date as per the manufacturers. They have an expiry date on them. The one that's closest is 24th of August 2021. So they're saying that these have got up to 2 years and they'll still germinate. So we'll put those back in here. We also have here some compost pots. There are 12 of those, and then a beginner-friendly bonsai tree grow guide by Panekoo themselves. We'll be going through that shortly. And then we have a tightly sealed pack of medium soil, which we'll open up when we start sowing the seeds. So it's a very well presented box that we've got. A bit too much packaging probably, not very great for the environment, but hopefully all this plastic is recyclable and the cardboard surely will be recyclable. They do give the content on the side of the box and a website for where to go for additional help. So we have the beginner friendly bonsai tree grow guide. So if we try and follow the guidelines of this, first of all it congratulates us on being one step closer to becoming a botanist. I think that's a bit of a stretch. But the grow kit, it says, has been specially built to assure you of the best results and success rates growing your personal bonsai trees. We have chosen the best quality seeds for you and the most gorgeous species of the trees to make you a happy grower. Now, they may well have chosen the best quality seeds from the nicest trees that they can source, but obviously growing from a seed, the difference from the tree that it came from can be quite significant. So unless you're taking cuttings from a special tree, you're not going to get an identical tree at all. There will be variation in the growth pattern of the seedling, then it becomes a tree. It will never ever be the same as the tree that provided the seed in the first place. If you actually want the tree that you may have seen and it's giving seeds, etc., you can try growing the seeds and see what you get. But the best way to do it is, if it's your tree, take a cutting. If it's not your tree, ask the person whose tree it is and see if you can get a cutting and try and germinate the cuttings, because that's the only way you're going to get a replica of that tree. So back to the instruction booklet, it gives a nice welcome set of paragraphs and details all the tools and equipment that we've just looked at inside. Notes before you get started. It's good to grow your trees from the seeds, although they grow very slow from it. There are also advantages to growing trees from seeds. The beneficial side of it is that you can enjoy its beauty from the early stages, and it's good to know how the trees develop from the early stage. Also, growing the trees from seeds allows you to ensure that your piece of art is free from disease and pest infestations, and that's so long as you keep your environment nice and clean. You may need to wait several weeks or even months for your seed to germinate depending on the species, and some finicky and slow growing species may also need several seasons to break from their seed coats. Be patient, it's worth it. Although it may require so much time, the fruit of your hard work will be greatly rewarded. The bonsai trees from the seeds, with the right care, can be shaped into the most beautiful shapes. A grower can even make the trees unique depending on their taste and style, and you can achieve various sizes too. This fruit of the hard work can be passed on from generation to generation. They say we have provided everything in this kit to ensure your success rates. Using the humidity bag will help you germinate your seeds faster. Do not forget to tag your plants so you know what you are growing. So we do have the ID sticks, we have the pencil to be able to make sure that we do that. Obviously we don't want to be in some of the situations I'm in with some of my seedlings where we just don't know what they are. So it goes on to talk about how to germinate your seeds, and the first thing it says is scarification. So it asks you to soak in water for 48 hours at room temperature. It's ideal to keep the seeds in the dark while they are soaked in the water. If the grower has access to ethanol, the seeds can be soaked for 5 to 7 minutes in the ethanol, therefore allowing the water soaking process to be skipped. Well, unfortunately we don't have any ethanol, so I will be putting the seeds into soak, and we will come back to this process as the seeds have been in for the 48 hours. It then goes on to talk about stratification, which is putting the seeds through a cold process where they would be out normally in winter. It then talks about germination. So let's get the seeds into soak. Okay, so we have 4 egg cups of water here. I've allowed them to get to room temperature, so it will be the normal temperature that they'll sit at. We'll take the seeds out of the box, and what we're going to do is open up each of these and place each of the seeds into one of the egg cups. So that's the Japanese maple. And just let them poke them in ever so slightly. We'll leave those. These are the bold cypress, so we'll drop them into there. Our next ones are the Hinoki Cyprus. There's quite a few of those. And then our last ones are the Flame Amur Maple. So we'll put those in there. We'll keep the labels for where they are. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put them into a dark place for 48 hours, and then we'll revisit them, come back and carry on to the next process, which will be stratification. So it's now been 48 hours since the seeds went in for their soak, and the next stage is going to be stratification. So that means putting them into some soil, into some of those bags, and placing them into the fridge for a period of up to 60 days, checking on them every couple of weeks to see whether they've started to root. If they have, obviously we can take them out and plant them on. But in order to do that stage, I need to take out the original seeds that I had in the fridge. They've been in since the 29th of July, so that's going on near on 2 months now. So what we're going to do is we're going to quickly pot them up, and I've got a windowsill propagator. We'll fill these up with some soil. We'll watch them go in, we'll label them up, but I'll edit it nice and quickly for you guys so it doesn't detract from the boxing of the Panekoo kit. So in an effort to try and speed things up, I've prepared 3 trays here. This one unknown, this one should be cherry, yep, and this one is the Japanese maple. So I'm just going to level out the soil for each one. This is just the cultivating bonsai soil. You can buy it pre-packed in a bag. I'll show you the bag that I'm using. So it's Battler. It's the foreign language interior and exterior bonsais, 5 litres of it. I think this cost about £5 or £6. It wasn't too expensive. It's readily available, but we'll see how it reacts with our seeds. So the first one we've got is our bag of unknown. So the plan is just to pour this mixture of soil on top of what we've got, and we'll just rake it in, trying to make sure that any seeds are just under the soil, nice and loose. So that's our unknown, one of our unknown. We have a couple of unknowns. What I've done is I've dated the date that it went in for stratification and the date that we're potting them up. So I'm just going to put that to one side. We'll give them a light sprinkling of water, and then we'll get them onto the tray and put on a windowsill. So the next one is the cherry seeds. So this should be cherry. Yep. We'll tip the soil out. Oh, I'm making a mess. Get it into there. We don't seem to have lost. Well, that may be a seed, so we'll just drop that in. Drop that in. And this is some fine bark type substrate that's been used to put them in the fridge. So we'll just get it in, not too heavy on the pressure, so that if it does root, they'll be able to just pop through the soil. So again, we've marked it, the day that it went into stratification and then the day that it was potted. So we'll get that one sorted. And then this one is our red maple, hoping that these come out nicely. So we'll just tip those in. Oh, more mess. I'm in trouble. So we'll just pick that up, drop that in, we'll rake out so it's nice and loose, and then as it comes through the soil it will just break through, root itself in. As we water it, it will compact it down and in anyway. So that's the red maple, and again the same effort with the dates. So we'll just put that there. And we'll get the next ones ready. Okay, so we got the next three now, so we'll just put the soil down again. See now, it's a bit struggling. I've made this one a bit lower for the unknowns, but this is the unknowns. So this is the ginkgo, that's the unknown, this is the maple. I'm just going to borrow some soil from this one. Or the Japanese maple. Shake that in. I do believe some of these actually rooted and they're around the side of the house, and all the seeds that are left in here are actually just the ones that didn't root as they went in. So I can't actually see much in here. I can see a couple of seeds that are in, but it's quite possible that we've already took the viable ones out and they're outside already, growing from summer, just after they went in. I may be wrong. So that's the red maple. So we'll just put that to one side. Then we've got the unknown. This is quite a thick bag of soil in here, so we'll just see if we can get it all in to this tub. There seems to be quite a lot. Yeah, there's too much. Go for it. Get it all out. So we'll just look for the seeds. No seeds there. So we'll just take off the top where there is no seeds, or appears to be no seeds. I think that might be a seed for us. That's a seed. Seems to be quite a lot of various seeds in here, some rather large ones, so we'll just tamp down. Now we're nice and level. The water will take it further down. I'll just make sure we're not losing any seeds. Anything that looks like it could be a seed, I'll just poke it in. They are the unknowns, so it doesn't matter a great deal. So that's that one. Sorry about that. And then we'll take the ginkgo seeds and we'll pour them in to the ginkgo tray. And we'll just rather big seeds, the ginkgos, so hopefully they've gone through stratification okay. Put them in there. We'll just borrow a bit of this soil for across the top. Hopefully we don't have any crossover in the seeds. I'll try and edit this down. And that's the ginkgos. Okay, I'll get tidied up and we'll be back. So I've arranged them all up into this garland windowsill tray. It does plug in for some bottom heat if we need it. These are available. I got mine through Amazon and it was really well priced, so I can recommend, you know, anybody on a budget, go for it. So I'm just going to give these a bit of a water through. Just to put a bit of moisture in for the seeds. Okay, that'll do for now. And we'll put all the lids on. And for the initial, I'm going to close the tops off so it contains all the humidity inside, and then as the weeks go by we'll crack it open as they grow, let a bit of air in, crack it open some more and crack it open some more, and we'll just add any extra water in as needed. But the humidity should be nice and fine in there. Hopefully we'll get some results, but time will tell. So that's the ones that we had in the fridge already. They're now ready to sprout. They're going to go in a north facing window and they'll stay there for as long as it takes, and I'll keep you updated on it and then we'll see how we go. Okay, so we're back on track with the Panekoo Bonsai kit. I've got the 4 sets of seeds that were put in to soak 2 days ago. The 2 on this side is the bald cypress and the Hinoki Cyprus seeds, and then on this side I've got the Japanese maple and the flame Amur maple. The reason I've put them on either side is these 2 sets of seeds can be put straight into the fridge for cold stratification. These 2, as I've read the instructions in the booklet, I just ran forward so, you know, not to hold you guys back too much. These need to spend up to 60 days in a warm climate, and then they go into the fridge for cold stratification for a period of 60 to 100 days. So they spend up to 60 days in warm stratification, and if they don't seed, if they don't start rooting, they go into cold stratification for 60 to 100 days. So these will go straight into the fridge and we'll be checking on them every 2 weeks. And these are going to go into dark, warm storage in the garage near the boiler, 20 to 24 degrees. So hopefully we can maintain that sort of temperature. And yeah, we'll be checking in on them every time, you know, we go in, every couple of weeks at least. So the instructions are: place some soil into a bag. So we've got 1 for the cypress, we've got 1 for the bold cypress, we've got 1 for the Japanese maple, and we've got 1 for the Amur flame maple. I'll just quickly roll these back up, trying to keep things in a bit of a semblance. And what we're going to do is we're going to use the soil that they've supplied. You know, no cheating. I'm not going to use any other soil. We'll use the soil that they've supplied. We're going to put a little bit in each bag, and then just drop the seeds into the bag. They do say make sure that the soil is moist, so we'll be using the water that the seeds are already in to help moisten the soil. So I've just opened up the soil and I've pre-opened these bags because it's going to be a bit of a multi-handed task to get this done. So I've got a little shovel here, so I'll just begin shoveling some small amounts of soil into the bag. I think that should be enough. I'll do the same for each one. I think we can lay that down now. Okay, that'll do for the Hinoki Cyprus, and then just a little bit for the bold cypress seeds. And that will do for those. I'm going to try and seal this back up because we're obviously going to need this soil when it comes to germinating them further. So I'll just borrow one of these sticky labels, cat alert, and we'll just stick that down in an effort to save the soil from being too much of a mess. So I'm just going to try and get the seeds out of the pots. It's not going to be much of a success with that. See if I can do it with my fingers. Yeah, oh, that turned out to be all of them. And we'll give it just a little dribble of water in there and mix that up. Maybe just a touch more water. A little bit more. That's more than enough now. So we'll seal that up. Let that soak in there. And what I will do, I will label these, and these are the Flame Amur Maple, and we'll put today's date on. So they are the Flame Amur Maple going into warm stratification. We'll just let a bit of air out of there. I can go into warm stratification upstairs. I'll put the sticker on this one first while I'm at it. And this is the Japanese maple. Again, today's date. So Japanese maple today. So we'll get these out of here. There's only 3 of these, so we'll just gently get them out with my fingers, get them into the soil, and we'll get a bit of water in there. I think we just need a bit more, but I'll just shake it in. Yeah, we'll just put a tiny little bit more water in there, that's fine. Shake it up, make sure it's all soaked in. Zip it up, and again that's off for warm stratification. So the next one is our Hinoki Cyprus. We'll put the label on. Date. So that's all in there. These seeds are ever so small, so I think what we'll do is we'll try and pour some in as we deliver the water to the soil. Yeah, that took a lot, and I think I will just try. No, it's not going to work with that. So just a few with the fingers. Pour some water into here. A few seeds. And then knock them into the soil. Another one on my finger. That's in, and we did transfer just one into that water, so that's in. Give it a shake. And we'll put them into cold stratification. And then the last one, nice big chunky seeds, the bold cypress. Put them in, bit of water, mix that in. Just a little bit more water, there you go. Let that soak in. Seal that up. Nice label, and this is Bold Cyprus on the 24th of the 9th, 19. So I'll put these into cold stratification, I'll put these into warm stratification. We'll check on them every couple of weeks, and if we get any movement, any changes, I'll report it in. If not, we'll just leave it until something happens. What we will be looking for with the ones that go into the fridge every 2 weeks, we're going to be looking to see if they start trying to germinate, so then we can take them out and pot them up. But the other thing we'll be looking for is if there's any mold evident, we'll need to take them out, take the seeds out, and the recommendation on the book is to mix them in 10 parts water and 1 part bleach, and just soak them and try and clear off the mold, and then they can go back into stratification. So that's the Panekoo Bonsai Kit for now. I've been Scott Winard, and this is Let's Do Bonsai. We'll see you again soon.